People always ask me why I lift weights, what made me fall in love with lifting weights. Well, what made me fall in love with lifting weights was I needed to fill the void. I was always a hooper or just playing sports. And I just needed an outlet once I broke my foot back in 2010, and I fell in love with just lifting weights and seeing the results. I was seeing results so quickly, and I loved the reaction of the ladies, you know? I was always told that I had a great body, but when I got to college and I started lifting weights, that's when I really saw, like, I was like, oh, wow. So, but that also, with not stretching, caused a lot of back issues, ankle issues, and I wasn't aware of how to stretch it out. So I was walking around just mad at everybody about it. And then plus I had two manipulative parents, very, very, very manipulative, traditional Southern family. You know, I put you on this planet, you listen to me. I know there's nobody smarter than me. Yeah, and then throughout life, you're sitting there thinking, these people don't know what the hell they talking about, but okay, I just don't want to hear the nagging. I mean, whenever I tried to buy new sneakers or wanted something, it was always met with some heavy resistance, heavy resistance. I don't know why you want that. I don't know why you won't be like me. That was my father. I don't know why you don't be like me. I mean, he just went and she's just so much like his mother. And then my mother, I said, all right, so if I'm so much like my mother, I'm gonna go ask my mother questions about life and like how to handle things. And at that time, I didn't understand that she was going through her own stuff as well, but she was just a nasty person. Growing up, I seen her like get into many fights, like altercate, like literally fights with her sisters. Like her younger sister was fucking her up. Like I seen some things where she just runs her mouth. Like I think something like she just runs her mouth, and she be getting her lip mollywopped. So like as I got older, I started realizing, like, I wanted to defend her. I wanted to defend her. I loved her so much, man. But I think it was just a part of the manipulation. Because she never had no scratches or nothing. It was just like, you know what I'm saying? I think it was all a part of the manipulation that just chopped me down, chopped my confidence down, make me mad at something so then she could, put her, because she was always denied by them. Like, she wanted to be so, like, I used to watch her crawl on the ground, cry, beg, scream, all this stuff to just be accepted by them. And they would just treat her like mud, bro. So then I started thinking as I got older, like right now, like, what has she been doing? She had to do something because she's mean as hell to me and my father. And she's like her mother. So then she just mentally fucked up. That's just how I put it. And like I like my father, he just was very passive. Like he was there every step of the way. This nigga was my shoulder, you know? But he just was not filling in the void because he was trying to run away from her too, but he wanted to be responsible. I get it. He was a noble man. My father's a very noble man, but he also has his ways where he'll talk shit about you behind your back. And then my mother go say something to me about it, and she'll put her manipulative ways into it. So it'll just stop you from doing anything. Like I heard that all my life from like, I went to the military because I just wanted to get away from just hearing their nagging. Like, man, listen, I was a hooper. I was a straight hooper. I'm going to the NBA. Everybody knows that my town knew that I was going to the NBA. Everybody knew, all right? Because the way that they play now is where I played. You drive and swing the ball to the opposite side because they can't play defense on that three. So I knew in my head how many points I needed to make myself look good, make my team look good. You know what I mean? I was a very unselfish player, but my father used to always say, you're selfish, you're selfish, you're selfish. And it was just like, how am I unselfish when I'm over here getting a triple-double every game? You know what I'm saying? And then I got to high school. So my mother wanted me to go to Notre Dame. She wanted me, but I knew what I was gonna do. I was going to West Haven, and I was going to my town to make my town look good, so then I can go to UConn, North Carolina, wherever, and then make it to the NBA. I knew what I was gonna do. Everybody knew that this was gonna happen. My mother did everything possible throughout those 4 years to destroy me, bro. She complained about the high school that I was going to, so I went to the private school, knowing damn well I wasn't trying to do no schoolwork. And then knowing damn well that I never had the opportunity to have AIM. I used to beg these people to get me a computer so I can do AIM with my friends. AIM, everybody's talking about AIM, AIM. And they're like, oh, that's stupid. The computer's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid. Then I go to this private school and I look stupid because I don't know how to write a research paper. So it was just like me always fighting against them to be like regular. So it was just like, and then they would take my door off the hinges. They would take my cell phone. They would take my video games. They would do everything to make me just do whatever they wanted me to do. And like, but then when they would give me stuff, they would never hit me because they knew that they could. My mother tried to, I remember the last time she tried to hit me. I was like 10 or whatever, or 9 or something. I was always this big. I was always a big dude. So like, but I knew that I had to be big. So, cause my best friend is my height. And my other friend that are down the street that I played basketball, he was my height at that time, but he shot up. So like, I think that I just forced myself to be the same height as everybody around me because I just knew that I had to protect myself. I had to protect myself at home. I wasn't worried about outside. People love me on the outside. But at home, I was like the most demonic. I was so evil, I guess. And I would just play video games and listen to my music. And I would just, and I would ask questions. Like, yo, how do you do this? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. I would just ask any like little kid questions. And my mother would just shoo me away because she would sit on the phone with her family. So she would rather talk to her family about stuff than to talk to her own child because she was on and I get it now. I get it. I understand because she's trying to make me hurt, trying to get me to have to beg Maurice, my little brother, to accept me. And I was doing that when I came home from the military. I'm like, yo, I got my bachelor's degree. I went overseas. I'm a veteran. I've seen more things than these 3 people all together have ever even thought about seeing, but I'm begging them for my approval. And I was like, yo, I am in some manipulative shit. I knew that I was like, yo, I'm in some deep, like I was in the military. As much as I hated it, they took care of me. They were more family than my family. They took care of me. They were right there beside me. If I was down, they was right there with me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, during depression, I didn't know I was depressed and I was, going through things, but they tried to work with me to keep me in, obviously. And I should have stayed my butt in for a little bit longer, but I was so mentally fucked up that I wanted to believe that my family was gonna protect me when I came home. So my mother said, I had a beautiful relationship. I loved this person to death, man. I knew that, all right, if I stay doing what I love, it's gonna pay off. So I started playing basketball again. I had gained so much weight for 2010 because I was so depressed because I had just let basketball go. But I said, yo, I'm only 23. Let me get in shape. So I lost all the weight. I was like puffy as hell. I was fat. I was like 250, like 260, straight fat. Stop lifting weights. Just imagine all the muscle just going to fat. And I thought that was gonna make them like say, all right, cool, we'll leave them alone, we'll leave them alone. Bro, they looked at me and made fun of me. They mocked me then. So I said, all right, Dad, give me a gym membership and I'll take this shit off. Man, I went there, started lifting weights again. I started getting on the elliptical for 1,000 calories, bro. I worked my way up to 1,000 calories. Bro, I couldn't do 2 minutes on the elliptical. And I worked my way up to 1,000 calories without stopping. So that's like 2 hours or so, just up there pedaling. Bro, I got in perfect shape. I was lifting, I was doing that, I was playing basketball, and then I would come back and lift weights again, and maybe even do the elliptical again. I was so mentally prepared to be the Mamba, bro. I was Mamba'd out, okay? And my father used to just sit every day when I came home, he'd be watching basketball or whatever sport, and he would just watch me walk through the door. And he saw me losing all this weight. I'm eating the proper way. I'm learning everything I can, bro. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, whatever it was at that time. It was 2011. I'm doing what's necessary. I'm training people at the gym, changing little kids' lives at the gym. And then I started realizing families started coming to the gym. I started getting a following on Instagram. I didn't know what Instagram was. I had like instantly 2,000 people, followers. And I'm moving up. I met this beautiful girl. We just best of friends, you know what I mean? Or we do portray that we are. Man, it was a great time for me. And people used to just sit there and nag me about dumb shit. And I was just like, man, like now I notice that people were just jealous, or they was just like, yo, keep doing what you're doing, do more. But people can't say that. They don't know how to say that when they scarred themselves. In all actuality, I was putting everybody else on by doing what I was doing. But my mother and father didn't like it. The fact that they couldn't control me the way that this female was coming through and controlling me. And it wasn't even that she was controlling, I was just happy. I had 2 jobs. I was working at night and I was working throughout the day. I was still squeezing time to go to the gym, and then I would still find time to go hang out with her, all the way 45 minutes away from where I was. I always had time for whatever I wanted to do, and I stayed away from them. I just slept there at the house. I slept at the house, and then I kept going. I did what I had to do, and they complained about it. They said, you think you better than us. You think you, and I was just like, I didn't want to believe that they were this way. And then I started watching The Wire, and I said, yo, my mom is the mom that would sit there and tell you, you got to step it up. If my dad went to jail, my mom would look at me and be like, yo, you got to step it up. And then she'd tell me to go out there and do some shit. And then that's when I realized it was best for me to just get away. Like, she was doing everything possible to make me really, and then I started watching YouTube videos of like people, serial killers, or people who killed their family. And I started realizing that they were all manipulated. These people manipulate you into these things. And then I said, I'm not built for no prison, bro. I could be the biggest dude in the prison, and I'd rather give you a hug than argue with you, fight with you. And these people were manipulating me into being somebody I wasn't because of my back. They didn't give a damn about my back being in pain, bro. I was in 10. I felt like I was getting hit by a sledgehammer every step I took after breaking my foot senior year against West Haven High when they stepped on my foot on purpose. I was so destroyed, bro. I was destroyed, and they knew that was going to happen, and my mother knew that was going to happen. I'm telling you, I knew she sat on the phone and told people that I was hurt. And then, bro, it was just so sad that that your parents don't want the best for you. They want the best to make themselves look good. And then they want their supply at the same time. So they playing chess with you, and you don't even know that they playing chess with you. That's crazy to me, bro. I'm too big for you to play chess with, bro. That's why they ran away. Like when I started getting my wits about myself the last year, and I started realizing I was like, yo, I went to my uncle's house in North Carolina, and I was just sitting there stretching, getting my body together. And I realized, like, yo, they just manipulated me. That's all they was doing, is manipulating me. And even when I went down there, they coerced me into learning how to talk, to say that I was crazy. So then I go to the VA, they locked me up. My parents literally, listen, I went down to North Carolina to get away from my parents. And then my mother didn't like the fact that I was talking crazy and telling everybody about how she really was. So she sent my father down there to come get me. And his energy was just to get Marcus and get going. So this nigga came, got in my car, and was complaining. So I stopped the car. I got out, and I was wilding. I ain't gonna lie. I was doing road rage shit because I was just so mentally just gone. I was at the point of no return, and I didn't want to hurt nobody. I didn't want to hurt nobody, bro, but I just couldn't do it no more. I just could not fucking do it. And, excuse me, it was hard to realize the people that you love more than anything who haven't done shit for you. My father told me to go get a job when I was in high school. I filled the basketball team at a private school because of him. He told me to go get a job, bro, and I'm about to be in the NBA playing. I should be focused on basketball, and that's it. He said, and he didn't know. I was in the locker room when I got filled with the team, and it was in the paper, and at the bottom it said Marcus Marshman is not eligible to play for Notre Dame, blah, 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 academically eligible. The only thing he cared about was that part was in the paper. He didn't give a shit about like what he could possibly do to help me transfer. He didn't help me nothing. There was no kind of nothing. These two turned into the most relentless monsters to me, bro. They did everything that they could possibly do to break me, bro. And then people wonder what happened to me in college. When I got to college, I was just completely defeated, bro. I was ready. I was ready to go. I was ready to go, ready to go. And then I met these punk ass motherfuckers at school who just were just, I just couldn't stand being around people. I didn't understand being around hood dudes or people that, you know, from other states, you know what I'm saying? So like, I thought people were going to embrace me, like, oh, the Hooper, blah, 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 we're going to look out for him. Man, they nagged me, they complained, bro. We had one dude, he would walk around with a knife, and he was just like, and then he was like, that thing you kissing this dude last night. I was like, yo, what are you talking about, bro? Like, they would just come up with stupid shit. And then I had this dude from my town, from the town over. I cooked him in basketball. I told him I was going to cook him, and I gave him 16 in the second half. And he took that and brought that over to the school and was hurt. He was trying to be cool with some Boston dudes and was talking crazy about me when I could put you on. It was just like, I never drank. My parents complained to me about drinking. I had one time, I got conned into drinking at my friend's party. I was naive. I ain't gonna lie. That's my fault. That's my fault. I was stupid, but you also knew that I was naive, and I had all these mental things going on at home with my girl at that time, with everything. You knew that I had all this stuff going on, and I was holding it in so well, man. I was such a chiseled, beautiful, like, just imagine me at 19, bro. I'm 37, about to be 37. Imagine me at 19, bro. I can understand why people was mad, bro. I can definitely understand, but I didn't do no harm to nobody, bro. I just was lashing out because I was focused on one more year of basketball, and I didn't know how I was gonna do it with my back. So I knew that it was about to slip away, and I knew that I was worried about this girl. Then I was mentally in the wrong place, and I had lost my grandmother, my grandfather, my good friend, my barber who used to guide me in the right direction. And then I started talking about that, and my father started hating on that. He was just talking shit about, like, it was just like anything that I ever had good going on, these motherfuckers would just break it down. They would just break it down. Like, you on steroids, you gotta be honest with yourself. They're like, I'm not doing nothing. It's just, when you just a good-hearted, genuine person, man, even your family, your parents will fuck you over. It's so sad, bro. It's so sad. Like, and now, like, oh, they said they used to make sure that they did everything for me. Everything for me. And then I said to my mother, you know, after college, I said, you know, Mom, I'm back in shape. I want to go back to school and play basketball. I ain't nobody helping you go back to school. Nope, I ain't helping you. So literally, I've been stuck since 2011 because I went to the military to get my be able to go back to school. But now my body was so locked up and tight. And then I was going through so many mental things because of the military and because of my family. So I had all that PTSD and trauma in my body and in my mind. And it was just overwhelming. I had to get away or else I was going to end up in prison or dead. And I just had, bro, I'm way better than that. God gave me a talent that I have to watch these talents go by. Because these people were so selfish and so narcissistic that they were only worried about what it would make them look like and keeping their supply. They didn't want people to realize how good of a hearted person I was. My mother used to tell me to stop talking to people. She said, you talk to people too much. But then she would say, nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. So then I started being more cordial. Like, how you doing? They used to tell me how to shake people's hands when I was 5. So to talk to people. So I started being more cordial and outgoing and not shy. And then they told me I talk too much. Nobody likes you. It was just like, bro, I can't win. I can't. So being immature and loving my family, I just broke down. I just stopped. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know anything. So right now, I'm rebuilding my body, and I just wanted to get this out, man, because I'm so tired of it being in my mind, letting these people live rent-free in my body and my mind like that. And like, I've never been so limber before in my life. I was holding in so much stress. and my shoulders, my ankles, my legs, my everywhere. Every part of my body was just miserable since I was 11. And it was getting worse, progressively worse. Every injury, every day was getting worse. And I couldn't walk down the street. The dog wanted to go for a walk. I used to be like, yo, I can't. If my girl wanted to go somewhere before the military, my girl wanted to go somewhere and do some things, I was meeting her with resistance because I was in pain, but I was doing it because I loved her. And I never took any kind of pain medicine. I love this person so much, man. And my mother made sure that she separated us so that she can just destroy her way she thought about me. And then now I gotta watch everybody and everything I ever loved become rich, famous, happy, and I'm miserable. I mean, I'm actively miserable or actively depressed, I guess. That's what you could call it. But like, I know that everything's gonna build itself back up because I did leave home. Now I'm in the most beautiful but expensive state, and I had no car. I came here and I started. I got a job. I got myself going. I got to work, and I had a woman that was just like my mother at work, just nagging all the time about being a cashier. I was like, bro, I literally can move a ship. I've fueled the whole ship, and you're telling me that I don't know how to be a cashier and count pennies, and the computer tells me how to do it. It was just like, wow. These people, like, I realized that, not to be disrespectful, but I'm not built to be a regular civilian human being, bro. I'm built to be kind of on a pedestal, but also helping other people figure out how to get there. So what I'm doing is I'm venting about my situations with the things that hurt me, the things that really knocked my soul loose, took my soul, honestly, because I'm trying to figure out who the hell I am now that I don't have basketball or I don't have this love, these passions that I had. All I have is lifting weights and working out on my body. And hopefully somebody sees that in due time, or sees that I'm a genuine hearted person and I only mean well. And yes, I was back in the day because of my back issues and my parent issues, like my childhood issues, all that stuff. I never knew what love was, but I met it so many times, or I thought I did, that it seemed so fake because it was because I didn't have that at home. I never had a hug. My parents never hugged me. My mother would only do that to like say, oh, I gave you a hug, to make herself feel good. My father never gave me a hug, never said I loved you, never said none of that. He'd give you a pound or a handshake, not even then. This nigga used to give me his thumb when I was a little kid to walk across the street when I was like 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would eat his food before he would give me food. Like, it's just selfish ass people who were scarred. So I'm not trying. The reason why I'm 37 and I'm single is because I knew I had all this frustration, and I'll be damned if I let my kid or my wife or my woman, whoever, have to deal with that. I'm not bringing that into no relationship, and I know that if I go rock bottom, if I bring myself all the way to the rock bottom and I don't have nothing and I gotta scrap my way back up, I'm gonna cherish everything even more. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I'm complaining. That's why I'm nagging. That's why I'm doing whatever I gotta do to get out of this, because I'm not allowing nobody to feel that curse. I will be the most supportive husband, boyfriend, fiance, father, forever, friend. I will always be right where you need me to be when I can. If I can help you out. If I got money, I'm gonna help my friends out. If I got networking ways, I know what type of person I am. My mother calls it nepotism. People do it all the time. Like, she worked at Yale. I get out of college, I'm like, Mom, so-and-so said they got their son a job at Yale, or Mom got them a job at Yale. Can you help me out? I don't believe in no nepotism. I don't believe, because she didn't want me to be better than her. She knew that I was going to work my way up and talk about, man, listen, I would end up running Yale in due time. She knew that if I got established and that I was going to make her look bad but good, and she was going to lose her supply. I realized, like, I've been sitting here on YouTube trying to justify and try to understand why these people were the way they were. And it was just because their parents were that way. My grandmother was adopted. She didn't know who her family was. My grandfather was manipulated by her. You got so much time in the adoption place that you just turned into the most demonic, evil person because you have to sell yourself. So she sold herself to this man, had these kids with these kids, and then she just had one fucked up apple, which is my mother. And then she had kids. And my father fell into the, it was just, I really wish, in all actuality, that I was never here. I was never put here by that person. I wish my brother wasn't here, put here by her. She's my mother. I love her. I got her tattooed on my arm for some dumbass reason. But like, some people are just shitty people. Some people are just horrible people, man. And like, she's just a horrible person, bro. And my father ain't no further, he ain't too far behind him because he didn't try. He didn't try to help me out at all. And he knew that I was hurt. And you know what I look like. You see that I'm a handsome man. You see that I look different. And that obviously this kid it stands out even when he's not trying. So why would you say, oh, you think you better than that? Why would you do that to why would you do that to a person? Because you're fucked up in your own, you going through so, like, and after a while, you think that in your 60s, you'd be like, you know what, damn, we did do them dirty. We should apologize. And they can't even do that. I said, Dad, I said, Mom, do me a favor. If you say that you don't have this root or whatever have on me or this bond on me, let me free. Just say, yo, I may not have it. I may have it, but I'm letting you go. Say it. They couldn't do it. Nah, I can't do that. I said, Dad, go tell me to go be the best man on the planet. You know I can do it. Nah, I can't do that. What you mean you can't do it? Don't you ever do no shit like that to your child, bro. Don't you ever do no shit like that. Like, bro, it sucks so bad to be 37 and to know that you are helpless. Like, I know I'm not helpless, but it just, I want them so bad to love me and understand that I'm not a bad person, but they understand that I'm not a bad person. And that's why they do what they do. But then I want my brother, but then I realize he's so far gone that it's not until when he realizes I hope he doesn't hate them, but I'm sure like that, I literally walk around looking like a daggone football player, professional football player all my life. My father told me to go get a job at 23. And when I was back on the court looking like a football player, but playing basketball, killing them, and was in shape, and I had the ability to go to the NBA, and I had NBA players like, yo, you want to try out? You want to try? And I'm like, now my parents want me to go get a job, and I'm going to go to the military. I was that brainwashed. I was so nervous, man. I didn't know what to believe. Do I believe the girl that I love that's trying to take me away from her, from my family, in which all actuality I should have done? Or do I go with my family who I know probably doesn't really care for me the way that this person will? It was a horrible decision. Like I was 26 and I was just, and yeah, I made the wrong decision. So here I am, picking myself up. I got with my little horrible chest, my horrible body, my crooked body. You see, like, accept me for who I am. I'm only gonna get better. I'm trying my best. I mean well. I love everybody. I just don't want anybody to go through shit like this. And if you are in this situation, please get out, remove yourself, distance yourself, put boundaries up, whatever you can do. My mother kicked me out of the house. She tried to kick me out from the time I was like 7. You get the hell out. I put you on this plane. I take you out. Like all the cliche, stupid shit that you would say to a kid that's abusive. And it messed me up. It destroyed me because I'm a very kind-hearted person and I want to understand everything. And like I didn't study because she would just get drunk and just yell at me and complain about everything that I was doing. I would sit downstairs and play video games, and my father would come downstairs and complain, talking about how he was playing video games and I need to be outside. And I would go outside and shoot around, and he would come out there and be like, you need to do this. You need to learn how to make layups this way. And I was just like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Like, I just want it. And then he was like, you need to play football. I went down there. This nigga went all the way down to the West Haven High football coach. He found who the nigga was, talked to him, told him how great he was as a football player and how I was going to be great as a football player too, and which I would have been amazing. Barry Sanders type, like Deion Sanders, whoever I wanted to be, I could have been that person. Anybody. I put that on everything I love, and God knows that. I am literally the most athletic person you'll ever meet, and my father knew that. And just because I didn't want to play football, he got mad at me, and he used to fight me, throw me around the house because of my mother. And I just was like, I'm a kid. I don't understand what's going on. You guys made me this most naive person. You lock me in the house. You don't allow me to talk to people. You don't let me go nowhere. You just keep me right in the house. Like, these people don't go anywhere. Like, I used to go to North Carolina. All my life I've been going to North Carolina, right? My father has never brought me to Charlotte. He got mad at us, with me, for AAU because we went to New Orleans and he didn't know how to navigate. This is back when, MapQuest and stuff like that. So I understand why he was mad, but he wanted to go buy something and he walked off. And I'm a little 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old kid, and in a crowd. I've never been around a crowd of people, so I had anxiety as well. So I took off with my friends. We couldn't find him, so he got mad at me. Boy, I think he really resented me forever because of that. Like, there's little things that you could do to your parents that you don't know that you're doing, that they will resent you forever for embarrassing them. And if I knew the cues, if I knew that this stuff would have happened, I would have never done some of the stuff that, I just wanted to be a kid. And I understand that LeBron James was an adult, young, and that's why he is where he is, because he never was a child. I didn't understand. I wanted to be a child, but I also knew in middle school to try to be an adult so that I could, I knew that was what I was supposed to do. But I just was like, man, they'll love me regardless because they know my heart. Like, I don't mean, and I'm not, it's just that I was in the hood, and basketball is a hood sport. Like, so I knew everybody who was hood or doing some things, maybe. I didn't know what they were doing. So when I went to Notre Dame, they started judging me for the stuff that my friends were doing. I didn't have nothing to do with none of that stuff. Bro, until people started going to jail, getting locked up, and dying, I was like, so they already had these notions that they wanted to make about me. And I didn't even know they existed. I didn't know that my girl was over here talking crazy, not high school girl. I didn't know my girl was talking crazy to her family. Her family was connected to this family, this family. I didn't know anything about networking. I just thought that people would realize, like, this girl is kind of crazy. Like, she's bouncing off the walls, or, you know what I mean? And Marcus is just a cool dude. And it was bad, bro. Like, I didn't have any kind of, like, guidance in life, is what I'm trying to say. And, they wanted to be mad at me for not knowing how to navigate the world without them telling me how to navigate the world. And that's manipulation. That is manipulation, because they didn't try to help me. And then when I tried to go find other parents to talk to, they would be like, you think you better than us? You were talking to them? My mother would pull me to the side. I went to go try to play basketball across the street, like 3 blocks away, with my boy Trey one time. And his father said, yo, I don't know if you could be over here because your parents might, or Mr. Brain might not like that. Who the hell are they? Who are they to tell me who I can't go learn how to play basketball or play basketball with? That was the type of manipulation I had dealt with. I had basically 2 fathers, because my father needed a father. So there's a father, the dude down the street, that still hangs out with my father. They get jobs, they, fix cars, things like that. And his son was a friend of mine who taught me how to play basketball. So I always respected that. I feel like that's my boy, it's my brother, he's gonna take care of me. Man, I got to college, this dude was talking crazy shit about me. He wanted my girl, every girl I ever had, he had to one up me. You know what I mean? Like, all his girls wanted me, and I would just be like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, that's, so like, I never understood why people came at me, because my mother told me that I was regular. I didn't know I looked like this. I didn't realize I was handsome until last year. I didn't know my body was nice until last year. I started busting my ass. I was busting my ass from all these years. And I didn't know that I looked like a freak of nature. I did not have a clue. Yeah, my arms were big, but I didn't think I didn't think nothing of it. Yeah, but every time I go to the gym, there's a circle of women and a circle of dudes coming around me. I don't notice none of that until last month or so when I got to Cali. I didn't realize that people want to see that and they want to touch that and that's marketable. You can monetize all that stuff. I didn't get none of that stuff because my parents used to complain to me about it. Why you put that on Facebook? That's stupid. Take that shit off Facebook. You embarrassing us. Like, it was just everything that I could have been Instagram, social media, world famous by now. I had an acting class and everything that they were telling them, yeah, your son could be an actor, model, da. Back when I was 9, 10, 11, 12, because my best friend had signed me up to do it. So I wanted to do it because my best friend did it, okay? They said that we accept him to go do training to be model, actor. And they said, nah, don't worry about it. No. They were just taking my soul. That's all they were doing. She was organizing ways to take me out of being positive. You know how that feels, bro? The person that's supposed to nurture you and make you feel like you could do anything, almost make you feel holier than thou. And you're supposed to make them feel that way too. And you do that, you make them feel, you train and you try to make them happy by being the best basketball player or athlete that you could possibly be, and they still tell you that you think you're better than them. My brother is like 6'3", 6'4", it works at the post office. Like, it don't make no damn sense. This kid I thought I was super athletic. This kid he does it in his pinky. He's the most athletic person on the planet, and they taught him to do nothing but be a postalman. It just blows my, it's insulting. It is insulting what these people, like the traditional old slave ways of thinking. Like, oh, yeah, just don't do nothing with yourself, better than us. Go get a job doing it. My father told me to go be a teacher over be a basketball player, make money. Go guide other people's kids to be better than you. Bro, I hope that I never see these people again, man. I hope because they just strategically fucked my life up. Knowing that the world was already gonna do that. The world was already gonna either do that or love me. They chose to chew me apart and spit me out before I even got the opportunity to get to the world. Do you know how that fucking feels, bro? But somehow, some way, I didn't ask to be put here. I didn't ask to be put on this planet at all. And then they told me to go figure it out. When they couldn't figure it out. I'm pretty sure that they're both on the spectrum and they told me to go figure it out. So you mean I'm a little bit on the spectrum with you because of you. On top of that, I'm getting abused, manipulated, but you want me to go out in the world and figure it out. But I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it all out. I got the degree. I'm a veteran. I'm getting myself, you know what I mean? I'm figuring it out. And maybe because of basketball, I was starting to figure it out a lot quicker, you know, but you wanted to ruin that. But then you mock me and be like, why you don't have nothing? I went down to North Carolina and my family looked at me and said, what do you have? I said, not you, not you. Like, then I called my uncle and I'm like, yo, I want to go back to school. I haven't heard back from him. So what I'm doing is I'm just setting up things to see, because I know I'm going to get to where I'm going. I know I'm going to become a billionaire. I know that. There's no doubt in my mother's mind. But I'm watching to see who takes care of me, who helps me out when I ask them. Because when I get there, don't ask me for nothing. Because remember, you sat there and just looked at me like, So what happens if something happens and those people pass away and you don't longer, you don't got family or nothing. And I was living without a family for so long, and I asked you for a favor. You didn't help me. Like, it's just, I'm sorry. When people don't need you, they don't look out for you. I know that now, but they won't watch you. They want to watch you try to, they marvel. They marvel by how ambitious you are and how strong and determined you are. And if you can make it out, bro, they gonna be there right there with their popcorn watching. They gonna enjoy. This is what social media is. They're gonna sit there and watch and enjoy. Some people gonna actively help you. Some people gonna actively fuck your shit up. Some people just gonna sit there and watch. Yo, I know not to follow. I know not to care about what people think anymore because people don't even hit likes. People don't even like a picture, but they'll like a girl, half-naked girl. If I put a half-naked picture of a girl on Instagram beside me, they gonna wanna know, who's that? What relationship? Like, why don't you just hit the like button? Why don't you hit the subscribe button? Why don't you hit the follow button? Why don't you support me? I don't ask you every relationship or every time you in a picture with somebody, who's that? They just choose certain people to hate on and watch and follow and just like, handsome niggas is always gonna be hated on. Like black men do not support other black men. It doesn't happen. Like, it's so simple to just be like, I'm gonna hit that like button for this person. Even if you don't like what it is, you can just hit it because they trying to put something out there and become something. And y'all can't do it. That's why I just keep maneuvering around the world, bro. That's why I keep maneuvering, because I realize there's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of stuff going on in the United States. And we as black men are doing a great job destroying our home. We don't have a home. So we over here clawing to put together a home, but we're better together than to be sitting here arguing amongst each other. They got our girls over here twerking, thinking that that's like the way to say happy birthday now. Like, no disrespect, I love y'all. Y'all can do whatever you want, but that don't make you attractive to nobody. Nobody wants that. Who wants to deal with that? That's ratchet. Like, that's not classy. Nobody's gonna wanna bring that home to, or be like, that's my wife. Like, because then you get kids like me who are handsome, well-spoken, put together, but they get fucked up moms who just don't want to see them do anything. And then their father is so messed up because he's like, yo, I'm not trying to deal with the drama that you deal with, bro. Like, I dealt with that for a little bit, and I got her off me. It's your turn. That's what he's doing. That's what my father did to me. The supply changed. And that's what happens, man. When you deal with these women, when you could, like, I started realizing music was conditioning me. I was listening to Eminem and I was listening to these rap stars and I was hearing them talk about their mother or talk about women and the B word and all this other stuff. And I was making that a part of my lifestyle. I was walking around, I didn't even mean nothing I didn't even mean it like that. My nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, corporate world don't understand that. The corporate world does not understand the N-word and all that other stuff. They don't understand endearment. Back then, at least, endearment. They didn't understand that back then. Now they kind of understand, but you still don't want to say it like that. And I was out here really like, and in the military, going in the military, you get so accustomed to talking and speaking a certain way because you know you're not going to get fired from your job. They're not going to kick you out. So then you come home and your mother's telling you, oh man, everybody dying, people getting killed. That's another manipulation tactic. And then as soon as I got home, she's talking about a job. I got all this mental stuff going on. She didn't even care. She love bombed me in the Navy, got me home, and then went right back to being manipulative to me. So then I get a job. I'm miserable at this job, but I'm chilling. I'm making $30 an hour. I'm doing well for myself. I'm doing pretty good. I'm driving 2 hours home. I'm driving back home every day. And then she got the nerve to yell at me and complain to me about pants, some sweatpants I had for my father's birthday, on my father's birthday. Yelled at me, threw me out the house, kicked me out. I had to drive all the way to Boston to go stay at my friend's house and then drive an hour and a half back to work the next day. Like, it's just manipulative shit. And then I ran right back to her when I left during COVID. I ran right back when I went to North Carolina. I said, yo, I'm gonna go to North Carolina. I said I'm moving to Florida. I wanted to move to Florida. She didn't want me to move to Florida, so because I was too far. She wasn't gonna drive there, she wasn't gonna fly there. So she couldn't manipulate me. I couldn't be her source from that far. So she said, all right, go to North Carolina. So she calmed my uncle and let me go to North Carolina. And then when I got down there and I started talking and telling them what was going on with me, she went and sent my father to come pick me up and get me. And they acted like they didn't know what they was doing. Nigga, I know what you're doing. Y'all, you two are too stupid to realize that I'm smarter than you. But I wanted to love them. I wanted to be, so I went along. And then I went to the VA. Oh, no, what happened was we went home, came home. And she instantly jumped on me and started complaining. They used to tell me, I like to smoke weed, right? So I would smoke, in the backyard. Or I would walk around, actually. I would walk around the town, the city, down the street. And then my brother saw that I was walking down the street smoking. So then he complained to them. So then I went and they said, all right, go to the backyard. So I went to the backyard. My father started complaining about me smoking in the backyard. So then I went back to walking around town. Then my brother said not to, so it was, see, my father told me to go smoke in the car and drive around. That's how fucking stupid my parents are. Just dumb. They don't want to get to know, like my father, my father is the only person with a droid at the time. For years, we were trying to get him to get an iPhone because everybody had an iPhone. This nigga was arguing and I ain't paying no money for no goddamn phone. Bro, everybody has an iPhone, get an iPhone. It was hard to just trying, when your parents don't want to get to know nothing, but everything is moving past them. My father still writes checks. I said, Dad, you could pay bills and online, bro, like that. I don't hear that shit. I don't hear that. He sits down and writes checks. Bro, I swear to God, I've never been around such ignorant people in my life, bro. Because if you're ignorant, just be ignorant. But when you try to be classy ignorant, that's the most ignorant shit ever. That's the most annoying. It's annoying when somebody thinks that they are smart. But then, like my father used to always say, oh, I'm the smartest person. I'm smart. I can spell anything. Bro, then why don't you see that your kid is hurting? Why aren't you mentally, emotionally intelligent? Why aren't you... Spectrum. There's no doubt in my mind. How you a teacher? They made a special job for you because you couldn't be a teacher doing anything else at your job. So they gave you a woodshop job. And then when you retired, they got rid of that because they knew that your ass could not be no fucking teacher doing anything else. Like, you didn't have the patience for it. You didn't have the understanding. You didn't have the fortitude. You didn't have the intelligence. You didn't have none of that shit. But yet you came at the kid that you knew was better, strong enough. That's why they do it, because they know you strong. Bro, I'm sitting here literally trying to figure it all out right in front of you. And, man, this shit is annoying, man. I'm so ready to just have this out of my body, out of my mind, out of everything. I just want to act. I wish I could just delete them out of my life. I just want to delete them out of my life, bro. I would be so much better off if I could just get rid of the names, the way I think about them, everything. Because they're too stupid to realize what they did to me. But then I'm sitting here thinking, but do they notice it? Do they notice it? And that's just stupid of me. That's why I know I gotta be on the spectrum or something. Because you're too stupid to realize that you can't make stupid people realize how stupid they are. You can't make, my mother used to always say, all my life she ran around saying, you can't change me and don't try to change me because I ain't changing. But you know that you should change. Your sister tells you you're evil and you don't want to change. She just needed a hug, bro. I blame that on my father for being a bitch ass nigga who didn't want to fucking hug his wife. Like, hug your wife. Like, love your wife. Because then I don't have to deal with the bullshit. But I had to be the husband. I had to be the brother. I had to be the son. I had to be everything in that house. And not knowingly it was. I literally was the glue to that little mother house. They wanted me to be the matriarch and be miserable with like them. Nah, B, I'm not doing that. Live for you is what I'm trying to say. Don't allow, and I apologize. No, I don't apologize. I apologize to everybody that I hurt though, because I didn't know that I was hurt myself. I didn't know that these people had me manipulated. I didn't know that they strategically did ruin my life. I didn't know that. But now I do, because they're going to deny it. People are going to deny it. My family's going to deny it. Oh, no. But they know. They know. Because if I wasn't supposed to be athletic, I wouldn't look like this. I would be some fat, nasty slob. And trust me, I try. But my body just will not allow it. Something with a competitive nature in me just will not allow it. So I'm just waiting to just I'm fixing myself. I'm not waiting. I'm actively fixing myself. So then I can actually go out and find a great job, do, my online coaching and all this other stuff. Cause I got a lot, I'm gonna make it huge. I just don't want this to be a part of something that I talk about all the time. Because it still affect me, and I'm sure it's always gonna affect me. And the less I think about it, the more I could be polite. And I realize, like, sometimes you need to, like, I'm glad I got this therapy dog, like Queen. She's amazing, man. She's seen me go through it all. Tears, all types of not being able to walk, everything. Complaining about my parents, everything. And she's been right there, like, as a dog. I'd be like, why are you so stupid? And I realized, oh shit, that's me being like Wanda, or being like Oliver. So I learned patience, and I learned how to speak to people, and I know, like, better. Like, I was always able to speak to people, but if I was irritable at the time, my back was hurting, and I had a flare up, and I took a step, and I would just say, fuck, or, I would yell, and that would scare people, and I was a big dude, I lost a lot of weight, a lot of muscle since coming home. So, I'm usually, like, crazy. So yeah, now I realize it, man. And then, like, the military makes you, like the Navy, being stuck on a ship makes you obnoxious because you're around little kids. So I was 27, 30, being around 18, 19-year-olds. So then I was immature as hell coming back home from the military. So, like, I started realizing all this stuff. Life is a joke, bro. That's why I know it's a video game. So anyway, I spilled my heart out a little bit. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to vent about this later on. But I wanna get everything out. I wanna vent everything out. And I don't care if you guys see it, because I'm a genuine human being. And I don't care about what you guys think about them. You shouldn't have done it. So, and then plus they don't go nowhere. They sit in the house. They sit in the house all day. Like, they literally have spent the last 30 years sitting in the house doing nothing. Like, there's no entertainment to them. They don't go to the movies. They don't go out to eat. They don't buy new stuff. My mom buys a new car every year, like brand new, like a new car, because she's just a narcissist. She got to be on top, and she got to make people feel bad. So she'll go buy a new car to make herself feel better. Like, and now she's trying to be modest by driving a truck. Like, she was driving Porsches and all types of shit. Bitch don't even know how to drive. She's afraid to drive. That's why she drives a truck now. Like, yeah. So, all in all, fuck Queen Wanda. Fuck that bitch. Anyway, let's go be great, man. Let's go be great. I'm gonna vent about this again soon. And I don't care if they care.